News just coming in of an elderly Indian-American man that was attacked and left bleeding, as you can see on your screens, on the road in a New Jersey neighborhood. This is an apparent hate crime by an assailant who has been taken into custody. This Indian man, Rohit Patel, 57 years of age, sustained serious injuries including broken teeth, stitches on his mouth and forehead when he was knocked down and beaten over the head by Kilgore in North Brunswick last week. Well, this man, Kilgore, 24, accused, has been taken into custody and charged with bias intimidation and aggravated assault and is now out on bail. In fact, the report is citing police as saying that the attacker targeted Patel because he is Indian and there have been a recent string of bias attacks against men of Indian descent in New Jersey area.
That is a very fragile, innocent man who was just on his daily walk. What went through your mind to see him and actually want to cause him pain? That is a very fragile, innocent man who was just on his daily walk. What went through your mind to see him and actually want to cause him pain?
Let's go across to our executive editor, Karthike Sharma, joining us from the newsroom. Karthike, it is becoming evident that there is very low tolerance in America where Indians are concerned. It's not the first time we're looking at an Indian getting attacked this way. Earlier this year, we saw how policemen actually pinned down a 60-year-old man as well.
It's really shocking that these sort of crimes, instead of coming down in recent past, the frequency has increased.
Yes.
And most of them surprisingly has taken place on the so-called enlightened, the East Coast of the United States of America. So I would say that somehow the lines between terror attacks, hate crimes, stereotyping Indian community, mistaking Indian community for other communities is taking place there. And I think it's a serious cause. I would say, Indian community, the diaspora, must be worried about it, because to be attacked indiscriminately like this.
Yes, Karthike, by the looks of it, last time around, I recall that Syed Akbaruddin also spoken out on the particular issue when Mr. Patel, who was about 60 years of age, was attacked. He said that we're deeply concerned about such incidents. But really, did anything happen more than just comments coming in from both the sides? Really, it seems no change on ground, because there's yet another attack on an Indian man in New Jersey.
There's another aspect to it, without injecting that element of color, actually. There is an element, there's a debate in America. The sort of policing which is taking place there, America has got the highest numbers of prisoners if you compare it with the other European companies. This is prisoners as per the ratio of population. And secondly, it is the paramilitarization of their normal police force, I think, which is a bigger cause for worry. To use such strong force on elderly, women, children, or people, or for example to have semi-automatic guns or automatic guns for general policing is very unseen. It's not there to be seen even in India. You have special cells which takes care of terrorism, and then you have automatic weapons. But automatic weapons in America is very, very normal, plus it gets compounded by a very sort of a free hand which is given to police force in restraining. So, the cultural differences, the differences in norms of policing, everything is intermingled, but I think because of the color, things also acquire a different dimension.
Yes, and when you speak of the color aspect of this entire story, of course, the police are...
The differences in norms of policing, everything is intermingled, but I think because of the color, things also acquire a different dimension.
Yes, and when you speak of the color aspect of this entire story, of course, the police are confirming now in this latest incident that this is a case of hate crime, Karthike. But it's very evident that apart from it being a hate crime, this is racial discrimination that is coming to light in the United States of America, no matter how much it wants to call itself as a free and liberal country.
No, it's a hate crime. It's product of multiple things. It's product of hard policing. It is product of militarization of the police forces, the sort of weaponry which is available to them, the cultural norms in terms of restraining people. You don't restrain people like this in India. You really don't put them down on the floor, tie their hands from the back. These are different norms, and plus you have a language issue. Even the last time around, the elderly man who was restrained in America, he couldn't get a sense of what the police officer was trying to tell him.
Absolutely. Karthik, I'm sorry, I'll have to interrupt today. We're getting some breaking inputs. Thanks very much for joining us.